Hello everyone and a very warm welcome to another lesson. In this lesson, we are going to learn about IELTS writing task 2. We are going to learn how to write a solution essay. In this lesson, I'm going to teach you how to write the main body and the conclusion. In the previous video, we learned how to write the introduction. In the introduction, we learned that you need to write the background statement and the thesis statement. So if you want to have the complete essay, then I recommend that you watch the previous video on how to write the introduction, and then you watch this video so that you can have the complete Band 9 essay on this particular question. Now, let's begin by looking at the question. But before we do that, I would like to remind you that when it comes to IELTS writing task 2, you get 40 minutes. You're supposed to write more than 250 words. If you're aiming for a band 8 or a band 9, then I encourage you to write more than 300 words. When it comes to IELTS writing task 2, you need to write 4 paragraphs. The first paragraph is the introduction, which contains the background statement and the thesis statement. The second paragraph is the body paragraph 2. The third paragraph is body paragraph 3, and then you have the conclusion. So when it comes to IELTS writing task 2, remember to write only 4 paragraphs. You don't have a lot of time. You've only got 40 minutes, and you want to make sure that you write a good essay. Now, let's begin by looking at the question, but before we do that, please help me to help other people by sharing this video with anybody else who needs it. Share the video on all your social media platforms, for example, on Facebook, on your Instagram, through your WhatsApp, through your Gmail. Just help other people so that they can also benefit from this video the same way you have benefited. So I have helped you, help other people, and by helping other people, you will help me to help them. Now, let's begin by reading the question. With the development of social media, more and more youngsters are being allowed to unsupervised access to the internet in order to meet and chat with friends, which can lead to potentially dangerous situations. What solution can you suggest to deal with this problem? What solutions? That means the examiner wants you to write more than one. Solutions. So you need to write many solutions to solve the problem of the students, or rather young people, becoming vulnerable to potentially dangerous situations online because they are doing that without being supervised. Now, once you have understood the question and you have identified what the question wants you to do, which is to give solutions or suggest solutions to deal with this problem, then you write the introduction. In the introduction, you write the background statement and the thesis statement. Once you have done that, then you write body paragraph 2. Now, what should you put in body paragraph 2? The first thing that you have to do is think about some solutions to deal with this problem. Write down the solutions somewhere on a piece of paper. Just make notes. You don't have to write the solutions in full sentences. Write all the solutions on a piece of paper, and then once you have written the solutions, all of them, maybe 6 solutions for example, divide them into 2 groups. So first write your solutions, about 6 of them, and then divide your solutions into 2 groups. Write about the first group of solutions in body paragraph 2, and then write about the rest of the solutions in group 2 in body paragraph 3. So write your solutions first on a piece of paper. That is part of your plan. Once you have written them, divide them into 2 groups. Find a logical way of dividing the solutions. For example, I wrote 6 solutions. I divided the solutions into 2 groups. The first solutions have to do with parents. The first solutions have to do with parents. My second group of solutions have to do with teachers. So in body paragraph 2, I'm going to talk about the solutions that have to do with parents. In other words, what parents can do to ensure that youngsters are not becoming vulnerable to potentially dangerous situations online. And then in body paragraph 3, I am going to write about the solutions that teachers can actually implement to make sure that youngsters do not fall prey to potentially dangerous situations. Now, let's begin with body paragraph 2. As I said, all the solutions in this body paragraph are going to be solutions that parents can actually do. So I introduce my first solution with the linking word first. So the first solution which I would suggest is that parents should become more vigilant in their supervision of their children when they visit online sites. The first solution which I would suggest, remember I'm using the word I would. So the first solution which I would suggest, and I'm using the first person, I, because I have been asked, what solutions can you yourself, you, the personal pronoun you. So in my answer, I'm using I because I'm the one who is giving the solutions according to my point of view. So the first solution which I would suggest is that parents should become more vigilant. Now, when you're vigilant, it means that you are very, very attentive. You're very attentive to ensure that you check which sites your children are visiting as a parent. Okay, so that's my first solution. I introduced it using the linking word first. So the first solution is that parents should become more vigilant in their supervision. Okay, when you supervise somebody, it means that you're there to see what exactly it is that they're doing. So parents should be vigilant in their supervision of their children when they visit online sites. And then I'm going to move on to another solution. So the second solution, I introduced that solution using the linking words in addition to that. So in addition to that, in addition to the first solution, I would propose, this time I'm using propose. To propose means to suggest. I would propose that they educate their teenage children about the dangers of online surfing and talk to them candidly about possible threats such as cyber predators, cyberbullying, and falling for scams. So I introduce my second solution with the linking words in addition to that. And then I explain it. I would propose that parents, that is parents, educate their teenage children about the dangers of online surfing and talk to them candidly about possible threats such as cyber predators, cyberbullying, and falling for scams. So the first solution has to do with vigilant supervision. The second solution has to do with educating their children about the dangers of online surfing. Okay? And talking to them candidly. Candidly means openly. Candidly means openly. Parents should talk to their children openly, that is candidly, about possible threats. For example, cyber predators, cyber bullying, and falling for scams. Now, to give the example of the possible threats, I use the linking words such as. Now, such as means for example. I'm aiming for band 9 in this essay, so I have to try and use advanced vocabulary and connectors. So instead of using for example, I use such as. And then I move on to the third solution. I introduce the third solution using the linking word moreover. And don't forget to put your comma after the linking word. So moreover, I would also urge parents to monitor their children's online activity in order to keep them safe. I would also urge parents to monitor their children's online activity in order to keep them safe. So that is the third solution, and the third solution has to do with monitoring their children's online activity. So once their children have been online, the parents should log in and check which sites their children have visited and know exactly what it is that their children are doing online in order to keep them safe. So what I have done in body paragraph 3, I have talked about solutions that are related to what parents can actually do. I introduced each of the solution using a linking word. The first solution I introduced that with the linking word first. The second solution, I introduced it with in addition to that. To give an example, I use the linking words such as. I introduced the third solution with the linking word moreover. Okay? So once you have divided your solutions into two groups, you write about the first group of solutions in body paragraph 2. And now I'm going to move on to body paragraph 3, where I'm going to talk about the second group of solutions that can be implemented by teachers. I begin the paragraph by saying, besides parents, teachers, besides means apart from teachers. So besides parents, teachers can also play a crucial role in ensuring that the youth do not fall prey to online threats by using online games in the classroom to help kids know how to make responsible decisions about online communication. So besides parents, so apart from parents, teachers can also play a crucial role. Crucial means important. Crucial means important in ensuring that the youth do not fall prey to online threats. And what could teachers do? They can use online games in the classroom to help kids know how to make responsible decisions. Decisions are choices about online communication. So in the classroom, teachers can let the children play some games online, and they should check the content of the games, because the idea behind the students playing the games is to help them know how to make responsible choices about online communication. Now, whilst in school, teachers should always cross-check all the content that the youth access using school computers and block all potentially harmful sites. Okay, so that's another solution. Whilst in school, whilst means whilst in school, teachers should always cross-check. Now, to cross-check means to check and check again. If someone says to you, can you cross-check that document, please? Can you cross-check it? It means that you check it more than once, okay? So, whilst in school, teachers should always cross-check all the content that the youth access using school computers and block all potentially harmful sites. So teachers should always make sure that they check, okay, what sites and content the students are consuming when they go online. And secondly, they should block all harmful sites. And then I move on to the next solution. I introduce that using the linking word furthermore. Furthermore, the school ought to invest in antivirus and anti-malware software to keep all computer systems protected. This software ought to be updated regularly. So the school ought to means should invest. So they should buy an antivirus and an anti-malware software to keep all computer systems that are being used by the students protected. And this software ought to be updated regularly. And then I move on to the last solution. I introduce that last solution using the linking word finally. So finally, students ought to be advised to create strong passwords and never chat with strangers or reveal their identity or personal details online. So finally, students ought to be advised to create strong passwords and never chat with strangers or reveal their identity or personal details online. So that is the last solution. Okay? Teachers should encourage the students, they should advise them to create very strong passwords and never chat with strangers or reveal their identity or personal details online. So what have I done in body paragraph 3? I have discussed solutions that have to do with teachers, what teachers can actually do to keep youngsters safe online. And then you need to write the conclusion. In the conclusion, you need to begin with the words to sum up, or you can begin with the words in conclusion. Okay? To sum up, I strongly believe that if both parents and teachers implement all these suggested solutions, the youth will stay clear of any form of cyber threats online and instead evolve to become responsible users of social media. So what have I put in the conclusion? In the conclusion, I have basically written a recap of my solutions in body paragraph 2 and body paragraph 3. Because in body paragraph 2, I talked about parents. In body paragraph 3, I talked about teachers. That's why I say, to sum up, I strongly believe that if both parents and teachers implement all these suggested solutions. So in the conclusion, I am not going to repeat the solutions again because I have already talked about them in details in body paragraph 2 and body paragraph 3. So I simply say that if both parents and teachers implement all these suggested solutions that I've talked about in body paragraph 2 and body paragraph 3. And then at the end of the conclusion, I give the ultimate result. Once all the solutions have been implemented, what will happen? And that is, the youth will stay clear of any form of cyber threats online. So the youth will not fall for potentially dangerous situations online. Instead, they will stay clear of. To stay clear of something means to avoid something. So the youth will stay clear of any form of cyber threats online, and instead they will evolve to become responsible users of social media. Okay, so in the conclusion, you're supposed to begin with the words to sum up or in conclusion, and then after that you tie the two key points that you discussed in body paragraph 3 and body paragraph 2 and body paragraph 3. And the third thing that you need to do in the conclusion is to give the result. Once the solutions have been done, what will happen? The youth will stay clear of any form of cyber threats online, and instead they will evolve to become responsible users of social media. So in the conclusion, the examiner is looking for 3 things. First, begin with to sum up. Secondly, tie the 2 key points you have talked about in body paragraph 2 and body paragraph 3 together. The third point, give the final result. Once the solutions have been implemented, what will happen? Okay? Now there you go. That's how you're supposed to write the main body and the conclusion of this particular essay question. Now, if you found the video helpful at all, then please give the video a thumbs up. Share the video with anybody else who may benefit from this video. Help somebody else the same way I have helped you. I have helped you. Please help somebody else. And finally, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn your notification bell on so that as soon as I upload a new video, you get informed immediately. Now, thank you very much, and I shall see you in our next video. Bye bye.